Well, thanks so much for doing this, man. I know we don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to ask you really quick, what was the weirdest item that you've ever seen someone try to pawn in your pawn shop over the past decade or so?
The weirdest, most ridiculous item. I've had people try and pawn dogs and snakes and everything else like that. But there are pawn shops in the United States that do take livestock, like in the West, and like they'll take cattle and horses. I've gotten so many weird things. It's almost normal. I've had old medical things like electroshock therapy kits that you would use for home. Someone came in with a bag of skulls once.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, it must be very difficult, at least the learning curve early on for you. Like, what were some of the qualities that one kind of needs to be a successful pawn shop owner or pawn broker, if you will?
It's just like the success in every other business is hard work, know what you're doing. You know, I mean, the better educated you are, the better you'll do, and harder work.
There must have been a lot of learning curves early on, like not only, kind of working for your father, like kind of seeing what he does early on in your life, seeing what he did, and now growing up and working alongside him. What kind of keeps you guys going through the difficult times of owning a pawn shop? Because there's got to be times where you're just scratching your head and a lot of frustrating times.
I was working construction when I was 12 years old. I mean, I was raised that if you're not going to school or you're not doing anything, you better be working. Like my grandma used to say, idle hands are the devil's workshop. So, I mean, literally, ever since I was a small kid, I've been working. It's a family business. It's very difficult sometimes. I mean, you have bit partners that you're going to have to go to dinners with. So.
And it's very cool that this is kind of, again, like a family business that you guys are doing, but again, very difficult. Would you want to see, future grandchildren, even your children? I know Corey's currently in the business with you guys, but do you think that, anybody else in the family will want to carry on in this family business, in this line of work?
I don't know. I mean, it's a weird world we live in, and my oldest, I have one grandson, and he's 1 year old, so what he's going to want to do 20 years from now, I have no idea. Like I said, I'm open to the subject, but remember, that's a long time down the road.
I mean, that's very, again, it's very interesting, very difficult to kind of work, and I know we don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to ask you one more question about, the shop, the show, and everything. What's one historical item that you'd wish come through that door one day? Like you've met a ton of cool people, seen a lot of cool antiques come through your shop, but what is one historical item that you'd wish come through that door one day?
I have no idea. I mean, that's the great thing about my business. I never know what's going to walk through the door. I mean, I'd love to see the Holy Grail walk in there, but I doubt it's going to happen. That one thing, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, I get lots of neat stuff that fascinates me all the time. I get maps from the 1600s. I get, 500-year-old books. I'm always getting fascinated, but what that one thing is, I don't know.